The organization BuzzFeed News that published the Steele dossier just in the last hour or so has announced that they are completely shutting down. Now, this is not all of BuzzFeed, but the BuzzFeed News group that published the Steele dossier, making the allegations public for the very first time about these flagrantly untrue allegations that Hillary Clinton paid for in the Steele dossier. That company is now going to go basically away from the news business completely. And I don't know what this leaves BuzzFeed to do, Buck, because BuzzFeed was sort of a star of the early Facebook era where everything was going viral. And now I don't even know why someone would go to BuzzFeed. Do you have any sense? Like, when's the last time you saw something on BuzzFeed? You remember, because you worked in digital media at the time too. BuzzFeed was the king of viral clickbait content. And now there's like no substance to them at all. That was the idea behind BuzzFeed News. I don't even know what the basis for the brand would be now.
BuzzFeed was come for the cat videos, stay for the hard-hitting political journalism, which was never going to work. It really was initially about like listicles, like, you know, I can't remember how stupid a lot of them were, but it was really just the ultimate in clickbait, in just mindless, brainless, whatever will try to get some virality with initially no real editorial bent other than just, you know, look at this cute furry cat, click on it, right? And then obviously, as so many of these institutions do, it just became effectively an organ for the Democrat Party. I always thought that BuzzFeed was a garbage site. I never liked it. I've never been somebody that spent much time reading it other than to read it to see what kind of propaganda they were pushing. That guy was Ben Smith is now at the New York Times.
I think he left the New York Times. He did leave BuzzFeed, the New York Times. I think he's got a new media company now. He's gone somewhere else.
He's a smarmy and deeply dishonest fellow that no person should take seriously. In case anyone's wondering what I think. So yeah, I think that BuzzFeed getting its comeuppance here. First of all, think of all these sites are all saying the same thing. Isn't it fascinating? We just had Joy Reid. We played that audio before. Basically, she wants Fox News off the air. Okay, yeah. What channel would half the country be able to watch for their news? Oh, we all have to watch MSNBC and CNN and hear how 13-year-olds should get their genitals removed because some teacher told them that maybe they're in the wrong body. Those are our news options. Russia collusion, that climate change is an existential threat, and if you don't buy into that while people are flying in their private jets to the climate change conference, you're a bad person. That's what we're supposed to have in this country. I mean, when you really think about it, there's something deeply wrong with these libs. They don't even want you to have. We can't have one channel. Clay, BuzzFeed, the news stories they were posting for the last decade, interchangeable with 50 other lib websites. Interchangeable. But we're not allowed to have anything.
So it's well said. I mean, I have argued if Rupert Murdoch didn't exist, we wouldn't really have a marketplace of ideas in media right now. Because he owns Fox News, he owns the New York Post, he owns the Wall Street Journal, he now owns Outkick. And this ties in with the other breaking news element that's out there, Buck. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act passed 219 to 203 this morning, a little bit ago, on Capitol Hill in the House of Representatives. Not one single Democrat, Buck, voted in favor of women competing against women. In fact, Democrats said that this was bullying and belittling trans people. We should name it the Cancel Kids Trans Hate Bill. This bill fuels a virulent hate campaign. They said that this debate itself, according to Mark Takano, whoever that is, from California, said the debate itself has been traumatizing. Would you have ever believed, Buck, that we would find ourselves in a world where not one single Democrat in the entire House of Representatives would stand up and say we shouldn't have dudes pretending to be women able to compete against women. Not one Democrat. This is, I believe, going to be a huge issue in 2024 because I think a lot of people out there who are not particularly political in nature, and if you're listening to us right now and you got grandkids or you got kids and your daughters love playing sports, there is going to be in the next 5 years a dude in your school district, a dude in your state who is dominating in a women's sports just because he's claiming to be a woman.